Today we're going to be discussing three-dimensional figures. To start, we have polyhedrons, which are solids with all flat surfaces that enclose a single region of space. So all of these here, those two right here, are polyhedrons because they're flat surfaces. Okay, a prism is a polyhedron with two parallel congruent faces called bases, so are connected by parallelogram faces. So the bases are these right there, and the faces are the ones on the sides. A pyramid is a polyhedron that has a polygonal base and three or more triangular faces that meet at a common vertex. So here's the common vertex, here's our polygonal base, and here's our triangular faces. A cylinder is a solid with congruent parallel circular bases connected by a curved surface. So this is our curved surface that goes around the outside, and our circular bases. A cone is a solid with one circular base connected by a curved surface to a single vertex. So here's our circular base and then our vertex. And a sphere is just a set of points in space that are the same distance from a given point. So it has no faces, edges, or vertices. And polyhedrons are named by the shape of their bases. So to find the surface area and volume of these shapes, here are our equations. So for a prism, the surface area is the perimeter of the base. So you find the perimeter of the base, multiply it by the height, and add 2 times the area of the base. For the volume, you do the area of the base multiplied by the height. For a regular pyramid, which means these sides are all the same, for the surface area, you do 1/2 times the perimeter of the base times the slant height. So this is the slant height, plus the area of the base. For the volume, you do 1/3 times the area of the base multiplied by the height, which is different than the slant height. The slant height is the one that's slanted. The actual height goes from the center to the vertex at the top. The cylinder, to find the surface area, you do 2 pi times the radius, so this would be the radius, times the height, plus 2 pi times the radius squared, because this is equal to the pi r squared is equal to the area of this, and there's 2 of them, so you gotta multiply by 2. To find the volume, you do pi r squared times h. For a cone, to find the surface area, you do pi r times the slant height, plus pi r squared, because pi r squared is the area here. The volume, you do 1/3 pi r squared times h. And for a sphere, to find the surface area, you do 4 pi r squared, so this would be the radius. And then for the volume, you do 4/3 pi r cubed. Okay, I'm going to do some examples. So we have to find the surface area and the volume for each one. So for this one, the surface area, you do 2 pi rh plus 2 pi r squared. So our radius, we do 2 pi, our radius is 6, and our height is 18. So we're going to plug those into the equation. So then we get 216 pi over here, plus 72 pi over here, which is equal to 288 pi. So that is the surface area. Now for our volume here, our volume equation is pi r squared h. And so our r is 6, and our height is 18, so we're going to plug those in. And you get 648 pi. So for our prism over here, the last one's a cylinder, this one's our prism. For the surface area, you do the perimeter of the base times the height, plus 2 times the area of the base. So our perimeter of our base would be 10 plus 5.4 plus 10 plus 5.4, which is 30.8, and our height is 7, so times 7, plus 2 times the area of our base, which would be 10 times 5.4, which is 54, which you get 215.6 plus 108, which equals 323.6. And our volume equation is the area of the base times the height. So our area of the base we already found was 54. So we're going to do 54 times 7. So our height was 7, which equals 378. That's our volume. And last, for our cone, for the surface area, you do pi times the radius times the slant height plus pi r squared. So our radius here is 15, and our slant height is this is our slant height. So we multiply it by 17 plus pi times 15 squared. So over here you get 255 pi plus 225 pi, which gives us an answer of 480 pi. And lastly, we have to find the volume. So our volume equation is 1/3 pi r squared h. So do 1/3 pi, our radius was 15, so 15 squared times 8, because our height, so this was our slant height, which we used for the surface area. Now this right here is our height, which is 8. And we get 1/3 pi times 225 times 8 to get our final answer of 600 pi. Okay, that's it for today, but as always, if you have questions, leave them in the comments and I'll be happy to answer them for you. Bye!